Now, resting your hands down, I am impressed by your confidence in yourself. But I discovered last year that there's actually only 2 steps to getting the beach body or a bikini body that you've always wanted. The first step is to go out and buy a swimsuit or a bikini. The second step is to put it on. Boom! That's it. You are ready to go to the beach or the pool. The secret, as my best friend told me last year, after 10 years of me not wearing a bikini, the secret is confidence. That is the only thing you need to prepare yourself for going out into the world wearing next to nothing. The ways that I give myself the confidence to go out and feel okay in a bikini and be okay in my own skin is to work on setting goals for myself and setting training plans for me to make those goals. For me, what gives me confidence is working out and doing races like the Rock and Roll Half Marathon. A few years ago, I found myself at my first best job after 6 months of sitting on my butt, literally, and getting a free lunch at a fabulous restaurant. I was not in the best shape. And that was where my journey started to regaining that confidence I didn't realize I had completely lost. At that point in time, I had a friend, and he said, "Hey, would you be interested in running a marathon with me in San Francisco, 26 miles?" I said, "Heck no, crazy people do that." I never saw myself as running even a half marathon, which is all that I've done. It's only 13 miles, and now I've done 2. 5 years ago, I would have said, "You're crazy," if you told me that I'd be able to do that in the future. And the way that I did this is I started out really small. When I realized I was really out of shape, I just started going to the gym. I set really small goals, and I mastered those goals. Pretty soon, I was running pretty regularly, but I felt really good doing a mile or 2. I thought my job was done. And I thought, you know what, I need to stretch. I've gotten too comfortable in my life so far. So I signed up for a 5K, which is about 3.1 miles. And then I got hooked. I did several 5Ks, and I thought, this is too easy, what's next? And then I signed up for a half marathon. And people I told me said, you know that's 13 miles, right? And I was like, my goal was just to finish. I set an achievable goal. It was very time-based. It was in January of 2013. And I put in the work that I needed to finish that half marathon. And then I finished my first one, and I thought, okay, I'm bicycling to work every day, so 3 or 4 miles to work at the time. I'm running every day. You know what? If I just threw in some swimming, I could do a triathlon. The only problem was that I did not know how to swim.
A little issue.
I'd already signed up for that triathlon. I was committed. Triathlon was last month, May, so last year, July, I started trying to teach myself how to swim. I'd grown up in a house with a pool, but the only stroke that I ever mastered was the doggy paddle. The triathlon I signed up for is one of the shorter ones. It's only a half-mile swim. But you're not going to get very far very quickly doing the doggy paddle. There's also a really good dead man's float, so maybe if the winds are right, but I couldn't rely on that. So I started really small. My first step, I signed up for a membership at the ASU SRC, which has a beautiful outdoor pool. And I literally got my feet wet. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I did a lot of research on the internet. And it was an enormous struggle at first. I looked like a crazy person flailing my way across the pool. I thought, people do this every day. How hard could it be? It turns out it was pretty hard at first. But what I did was that I set myself a training plan for learning how to swim, and I wrote down in my little spreadsheet training plan every time I did something that impressed myself. The first time, I made it from one end of the pool to the other end without feeling like I was going to die of exhaustion. I can put that in my training plan. The first time I made it to the end and then all the way back without stopping, that was my training plan. But these are the milestones that help give me the confidence to know that eventually I was going to get there. I was going to be able to do, I think it's 17 out and backs in the pool, makes about a half mile. And a year later, a little bit less than a year later, I could do it. I could swim a half mile in the pool. I amazed the heck out of myself. That's all the confidence I need to wear a bikini right there. I don't care what I look like, I can swim a half mile. So I showed up for my triathlon bright and early. I think it was 5:30 in the morning. Got to Tempe Town Lake. last month, May. My parents had come all the way from Southern California to cheer me on. And I lined up with all the other women as a women's only triathlon. And we jumped in that lake to get started, and I realized that open water, murky green water of Tempe Town Lake is completely different than swimming in a crystal clear pool.
Yes.
Completely different. People say it's different. You say, how different could it be? Completely different. The moment I got in the water, my anxiety attacks started. It didn't stop until I was at least halfway through it. All of those months and miles of swimming I had done, I didn't use any of that training. I was on my back the whole time doing the backstroke. I'd probably done 3 laps of ever in the whole pool. My parents are up on Mill Avenue Bridge looking down at me as I'm going real slow, doing the backstroke. Mike's up there too. And the only thing that kept me going was the kayak lifeguard told me that if I got out, I wouldn't get to do the bike or the run. My parents came all the way to see me. So somehow I did it. I finished. And while I was out there, I thought, I'm the craziest person in the world. I'm completely unprepared. Why did they let me do this? They just let me get in this lake. It's like 14 feet deep. I could drown in here. Oh my God. But then I got out, I finished the triathlon, I did the bike just fine, I ran just fine, I finished dead last in my age group in the swim, but I finished. So my goal for my first triathlon was just to finish, and I achieved that goal. It was an attainable goal, and I achieved it. And the days after, I thought, I want to be able to be good at open water swimming. So I'm signing up for another triathlon in September, and this summer I'm going to go periodically to an open lake, Saguaro Lake or Canyon Lake, and I'm going to practice open water swimming. And I'm stretching and meeting a new goal to not only finish it, but maybe to not finish last in my age group would be good. Now, the secrets to my personal growth is setting big goals and also tracking those little milestones. I look back at my training plan and I remember how I felt when I made it across the pool and back. I remember how I felt when I could do multiple laps at once, when I learned to breathe properly while swimming. All these things, just looking back at those because I wrote them down, makes me feel really good about myself. The other secret that I have to boosting my own confidence and meeting my goals is that I have something to be accountable to. My training plan, every day I've got a workout plan. And a lot of days, I don't feel like going to the gym. Anyone ever feel like not going to the gym? Yeah? Here's my secret. This is the deal I make with myself. I say, I don't feel like going to the gym today. My secret is, I go anyways, and once I change, and after 5 minutes of doing whatever activity I had planned, I still don't feel like it, I quit while I'm ahead. So the secret is quitting while you're ahead. Don't ever push yourself into burnout. Don't ever push yourself into an injury because everyone has off days, and I think people tend to beat themselves up too much if they're not doing everything that they had planned. So I challenge all of you to set goals, to imagine that beach body of your dreams, whether physically or metaphorically, and to set a path for yourself to achieve those goals. And I want to leave you all with a quote. This is from Thomas Edison. If we all did the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. So astound yourself, and good luck.